Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Adobe Live. I am your host, Corey Hall, and welcome. We've got people in the chat already. I am seeing some familiar names who I am always really happy to see. We've got Keys, we've got Apurva, we've got Robert. Who else was I seeing in there? We've got Clever. Hello, Clever. As always, it is so great to see you guys. Jack Watson, thank you for moderating. How's it going? If you are sticking around from the last live stream, thank you for being here. I see some mention in the chat too that this is one of the busier live streaming days, and yeah, it does. It feels like it's one of the busier days. It's been a quieter time at Adobe Live, and I think that might be because there's a couple weeks that Adobe takes off during the summer, and so I think we're ramping back up. Keys says looks like Corey was in Europe, judging by the background photo. Yes, so that is kind of a nice introduction into what we are doing today. We're going to be working on social media templates, like summary social media templates. And one of them, I'm going to try to point in the right direction here. Yeah, so this is an Instagram carousel that I made from a trip to Lisbon last year. Actually, it was my 30th birthday trip, which was like absolutely amazing. We did 2 weeks in Lisbon and 2 weeks in Paris. Wow, it was just like a stunning trip. And that stands as one of my favorite like Instagram carousel designs. Um, Wonderful to see you too, Clever. Thank you as always for joining. Oliver, hey, what's up? Um, y'all, I'm so appreciative that you were here. Let me switch over to my other screen. And before I do that, let me put on Do Not Disturb so you guys don't need to see my text messages. There we go. Popping up. Boom. Little bit of housekeeping. Okay. And we are going to fade over. There we go. So, most of you guys know me. We are old friends at this point. But if you are tuning in, if you're new, welcome. Let us know where you are joining from. Always happy to see some new familiar faces here. Again, like I mentioned, my name is Corey Hall. I am a graphic designer. I have been graphic designing for over 9 years now, which is actually mind boggling, as I say all the time. I cannot believe I've been designing for almost a decade. I work full time at Stanford University as a senior designer, and I also do a lot of educational live streaming with Adobe. I work for a lot of small companies. I'm located in Portland, Oregon, so I work for a lot of small businesses in Portland, Oregon. I work for my partner's business, I work for friends' businesses, and just do like small little graphic design projects for them, whether it's shirts, whether it's small branding projects, pamphlets. I have made Instagram face filters. I have made carousels, as I've mentioned. I've made editorial illustrations, so many things. Think Fast, Talk Smart is a really fantastic podcast about business and how to like best articulate yourself as a business person that I did branding for. Check it out. It's great. I know the host. His name is Matt. He's amazing. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. And as I mentioned today, I love designing content for social media. It's like, I think in a weird sort of way, it's something that a lot of people feel a lot of like stress and anxiety around. This is something that I've like talked to fellow designers and live streamers about. Cheers for 9 more. Thank you, Keys. Yes, cheers to 9 more. I'm just like, I consider myself a lifetime designer. Whether it's graphic design, whether it's industrial design, whether it's furniture design, I'm interested in so many different types of designs. I don't know about you guys in the chat, but like, I don't know. Design is like such a broad reaching pastime, passion, profession that I think I don't know, I consider like my skills so broadly applicable. And it is like, I'm really looking forward to like a lifetime ahead of designing, whatever that might be. And so, I don't know. Let me know in the chat what kind of designers we've got here. I mean, I know we've got a lot of familiar faces, but like, what are your other design interests? How do they span outside of your current design profession, your day-to-day design life? Um, like I was saying, I really enjoy designing for social media. Like it's really fun for me, and maybe it's because I don't necessarily think of it as like a professional pursuit. It's more of like a fun way to share like things that I've done, friends that I've spent time with, ideas that I've had, articles that I've read. So like for instance, I made this I don't know. I guess it's still kind of an ongoing series, although I haven't made one of these for a while, until today. We are going to be making one, but I've been calling them graphic design diaries, and they're basically just like little, I consider them like journal entries, but that are like designed, and they include photographs and illustrations that I've done. And, this one in particular includes an article. It includes the dates usually. It includes sort of like where the photos were taken or where the diary entry is from. And so that's kind of what we're going to be working on today. Like, I was really in the kick of it for a while, to the point where I like made this one while I was on vacation, which is like, I didn't honestly think that I was going to be designing while I was on vacation, because I want to get away from my computer usually. But I was just so inspired by being in Portugal, by seeing, I had a lot of friends come out for my 30th birthday. There were like, I don't know, 12 of us there at some point or another over the course of these 4 weeks. And I was just inspired, like being around friends and seeing such beautiful architecture. That's my sister. That's me. Yes, I had blonde hair at one point. Um, and just like impeccable food, just even like little typographic details and inspirations. This sort of like, I don't know, you could call it a lockup emblem, was based off of something that I saw in Portugal. And so just like finding inspiration all around me and then being able to put it into this kind of like beautiful little package and sharing it with my community on Instagram has just like always been a lot of fun for me. And so that is what we are kind of aspiring to do today. We've got, I don't know, there's a lot of different here. I've got like sort of each one open, but I'm using my own work as a mood board, which is personally iconic. I love that. I love when I can like reference myself instead of referencing other designers, which I should also say that like my work for sure references other designers, but I guess we're just referencing a reference. But it's really handy and helpful for me as I've sort of like cultivated and refined my design aesthetic, my design taste and practices, having previous work to sort of like go back onto and refer back to is just like, it's really helpful for me. This sort of back catalog. So we flipped through this one. Portugal style egg tarts are so good, Jack. So has anyone in the chat been to Portugal before? These egg tarts right here, figure 7, if you will, on the screen, are so, so good. I ate like, I don't even know how many. I don't even think I want to know how many I had when I was in Portugal, but they were just amazing. And this is kind of what I mean, is it's like these carousels are a fun way to just kind of like pop in memories. I can flick back into them and like check out old projects or old pictures or old memories. This is a super simple carousel that I did. Jack says, I just love food. I love food too, even just like talking about food. And as some of you know, I tend to get hungry when I'm live streaming, which is, neither here nor there for you, the audience. But for me, it just means that I am getting hungry even right now as I'm talking about it. And I didn't even have coffee today. Okay? I didn't have coffee today. I honestly barely even had breakfast. So that's probably why I'm hungry. So, you can see I like add little frames. I do like to play around with typography, having these like little visual typographic elements. This is like some distorted type that I made in Illustrator. It says green team because we were all wearing green, completely uncoordinated. I don't know if you guys with your friends ever just like show up wearing similar things. I do all the time. Putting the date, putting some just like funny graphics, keys. Style is very 80s Europe publications. I think I do like really get a lot of inspiration from old print materials, especially with like more condensed, stretched out type. Sort of like, I don't know. I don't think like maybe this is as much, but like some of these other ones with the stretched out type and having the little call outs, different shapes. I get a lot of inspiration from old like editorial sources. I actually reminded myself, Clever says, at least you don't get distracted. Clever, I can tell you're being sarcastic right now because I do very much get distracted. Yeah, and Keys, the kind of, why am I blanking? It's like, I guess not bitmappy, maybe a little bitmappy, this like halftone effect is definitely giving like old print materials. So anyway, this is like some of what I'm going to try to emulate today. And we're going to be working in primarily Adobe Express because that is where I have a couple of templates living. And actually, this carousel right here is from a template that I have made in Adobe Express. And so every once in a while, when I do want to, let's see, I think I posted it. Pretty sure I posted it. Maybe I didn't post it, but I made a carousel from this template here. I've used it a couple of times, and it's just really helpful to have templates to work off of, especially when creating content. Except for, you know what? I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say creating content. I want to say more just like creating these design diaries, because I think of them more as for me than as they are for other people. And I don't know, content to me is like you're creating it for other people. Design diary, I'm like, this is for me. This is because I enjoy doing it. This is fun for me, and it's creating memories. And so this carousel here is based off of a template in Express. I'm going to head on over to Express right now. And I'm going to go into my stuff. I'm going to go into libraries. I'm going to drink a sip of water. Hopefully that wasn't an ASMR moment where you could hear every single sound that I just made. And this teaching typography folder has sort of become like a catch-all for a lot of things that I work on. A lot of you were around for my teaching typography series that I did with Adobe a while back. Like a kind of delusional, I don't know, 11 episodes of me just talking all things typography. But I really love this color palette. I really love some of these fonts that I added in here. If anyone who is watching this is new to Adobe Express, it's great because it is a home where you can create different pieces of content for social media, but it is also a repository for all of your Adobe libraries. And so you can create different libraries and drag and drop assets into those libraries from anywhere, any Adobe product, whether it's Illustrator or Photoshop. I personally make a lot of things in Illustrator and then drop them into certain libraries that I've created, and then I come over to Adobe Express and I'm able to access those assets. And so let's see, let's go down to templates down here. Yeah, I mean, geez, look at this. September 5th, 2023. That's a long time ago that I made this template. Or that's really kind of like, I guess I should say, the original file that I created this template off of. I've since used this as a template for other things. But wow, I mean, just September, where that's like almost a year ago. And frankly, I'm still obsessed with this design. So good on me for creating a design that I like almost a year later, because that is super rare, like extremely rare. But here's that carousel that we looked at. And I have also got a number of photos. So for this carousel, what I'm going to do is just sort of capture the first couple of summer months in Portland. Like I mentioned, I'm in Portland, Oregon. And I've had a lot of really cool adventures. This is from a trip up to Seattle. This is from a trip to the river that we actually did like a week or so ago. Birthday party. This is actually from Hawaii. I just put this in here because I really like this photo, but we went to a wedding in Hawaii a month ago. My sister and my partner, beautiful trees, playing around. So anyway, just like some really fun memories. These are all photos that I've edited. I like to edit my photos on my phone and then put them onto the computer and then put them into a carousel and then put them back onto the phone and then post them. Oliver says time just seems to be flying past at the moment. It really is flying by. And I kind of love it because I don't know, life is good for me right now. And I'm just kind of trying to enjoy it and enjoy the good times. But it's wild how quickly time is flying by. This is a layer that I put on top of the carousel as sort of a textural layer. I'm going to get rid of it because it's going to make working on this hard. But you can see this is probably, did I blend it at all? No. But I just brought the opacity way down. But it's a paper bag texture that is just super subtle to, sort of unite all the colors on the page, but also just add a little bit of texture. You can see like the folded effect. You can see the fold from the paper up here. And I really like to add that because, you know, when I remove it, it's just, it looks almost a little too crisp. And so, sort of what Keys was talking about, you know, I like to add this like additional layer, whether it's whether it's some kind of bitmap, whether it's a halftone, whether it's some kind of multiplied texture on top of it. I really like to add something on top of my designs because it just kind of helps to unite everything, even the photos. It just filters everything in a similar sort of way. But I'm going to get rid of that for now because we can always find a new texture later. And then we've got a couple of different elements that we're working here. But I've got a border, which I do really love working with borders. It just kind of like, I don't know, it like unites the look and feel of a design in a really nice way. I don't know if other people have sort of these let's do this one. I don't know if people have sort of like similar design elements that they enjoy working with and that has sort of become a part of their style. But for me, I really like a thin border. I really like a border around text. I really like, oh, this is a great picture. I think we're gonna, like, I mean, already, and it's because I'm nostalgic for these pictures, but I love my friends and they're so sweet and I love the way that this looks already. And I'm kind of like, okay, bada bing, bada boom, ungroup. We're jamming. Oh, and there is something that I wanted to do. So I have this photo of me. Like I said, this was taken in Seattle. The grass is ugly and it's brown and I don't like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on over into Photoshop and we're going to fill it in with grass that is not brown. Clever says, do you like to pick a design theme and pick photos that fit, or do you like to pick photos and come up with a theme? Really good question. I prefer to pick photos and then come up with a theme. So for me, kind of the most important part are the photos. I like the photos are really what gives me that sort of nostalgic feeling. And they're of my friends. They are of things that I've done. And so photos sort of come first and foremost for me. And then from there, the photos kind of inform which direction I decide to take my design. You know, it kind of informs, okay, are the photos really like bright, fun, playful, then like that's going to help inform the typography that I choose, and what kind of colors are in the photos that I'm choosing is going to help to inform the color palette that I'm using. I will say though that, and Clever, this is such a great question because I think it's a little bit of both. Like as I'm explaining it, I have sort of a design and color palette that I enjoy working with so much at this point. And the way that I edit my photos, the type of photos that I take they all kind of turn out to be pretty cohesive. So I really don't have to push my color palette that far anymore. Like that's why I find myself working with the teaching typography color palette so often, is because those are just colors that I really enjoy designing with. And I don't know, I guess my taste has just sort of like, my taste and my aesthetic has evolved to a point that now the themes kind of like figure themselves out, or they're just like very consistent. So I don't know. I hope that answers your question. You can see I'm kind of masking around a little bit. Style comes with experience, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, style comes with experience because invert. There we go. It is hard to talk sometimes while I am designing. I'm gonna do green grass with flowers. Style comes with experience. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that because I just also want to call out what I'm doing right here. If you haven't used generative fill in Photoshop, make sure that you try it out because it is truly amazing. And as you can see, we had some really ugly brown grass here. It is funny that like we've got this border. I've actually never really seen that or experienced that before. But we had some really ugly grass and I'm like, that does not fit with the aesthetic. That doesn't fit with the style. I'm gonna need something else. So what we're going to do And I don't know why it's giving me. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to contract my selection just a little bit by 10 pixels. Oops, wrong way. Let's do select, modify, expand by 10 pixels because I don't like that weird little border thing that was happening. So I'm going to go over to edit with the layer or with the section that I want filled up. I'm going to go to edit generative fill. I'm going to go green grass with flowers, generate. Yeah, clever. I think style does come with experience, if only because for me, it's been seeing and kind of like experiencing. Okay, much better. Wow, it even put a flower in my hair. That's fun. I was not anticipating that, but I do really like that. Those look kind of fake. They're like really big. That's nice too. Looks very like natural and lovely. What do we think? Okay, can we vote on flower in the hair or flowers above me? I really like both of them, and I'm having trouble deciding. The flower in the hair does look a little funky. Like it kind of looks like it maybe is a little bit fake. It's funny, you can like see my friends standing above me. Number one, okay, Key says number one. This is number one. This is number two. I like the grass better in number two. But I like the flower in my hair in number one. Okay. Well, if no one else speaks up, I'm going to say we're going to stick with number one. And I'm going to save this. Come on, computer. We're thinking. My computer's actually like... I'd have just colored the grass. Like 1 and 3. Yeah, Jack, I like 1 and 3 too. Oh my god, all I can think about is food right now. I am so hungry. Okay. Yeah, clever. I mean, I kind of thought about coloring the grass, but it was also like, it looked a little flat, it looked a little scraggly, and so that's kind of why I thought generative fill would be a nice way to go, because it also just like filled things in really nicely. Let's do... The real question is Cory selfie flowers. What should I have for lunch today? See, like, if I take away this layer, the grass is like, there's like dirt up in there. There's like, it just looks pretty sad and dead. But now it's like, look at that. The grass is straight up just going over the shoes. It's like going kind of almost even around the picnic blanket. Looks very lush, looks very full. There's a bit of a strange double line here. I think that it's confused and kind of replicating part of the blanket. But like, look at that. Oh, gorgeous. Cold fried chicken. You know, I actually think I have chicken in the freezer that I could air fry. That is not a bad idea. Okay. But I think I'm going to eat it hot, you know? You know? Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. How are you? Where are you joining us from, Jeff? We're just having some really compelling and interesting conversations about experience and taste, and how experience really can help you like refine your sense of style as a designer, and can also help you kind of like establish a sense of taste. Secaucus, New Jersey. Okay, cool. Never heard of that before, as you could tell by the way that I did not know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna say, let me just push this off to the side, or, let's just get rid of it for now. I'm gonna do Portland. We're gonna play with some different typefaces too. No, not the one, not the one. Also not the one. These are typefaces that I have It's cute, but it's a little too playful. These are typefaces that I have uploaded into my library on Creative Cloud. So that is why I have access to these within Adobe Express, is because they're in my library. So if you didn't know that, if you have purchased fonts, which is, this is a font that I have purchased, you can take those purchased fonts, given that you have the correct permissions, usage permissions for them, and you can upload them into your Creative Cloud library and use them across. Oh, this orange just looks so good in here. Portland, we're gonna do Portland. Summer. We're gonna make it a little smaller because it's getting a little bit lost there. And see, this is why I really enjoy this template, is because it just kind of works. And this is what we were talking about, clever. But having this sort of like style and taste sort of pre-established is, this color palette worked really well with the photos that were in here previously. And they're working really well with this here too now. I mean, it's like, I really love the way that these colors are working, and I should switch them up, but I kind of don't know if I want to. Portland Summer in Bloom. Kind of cute sounding. Because I've got a flower in my hair, we're going to bump in this letter spacing just a little bit. Oh, okay. Portland Summer in Bloom. Let's see. Okay, wait, now. Secaucus. Or if you're from here, Secaucus. At the headquarters of Artistic Tile. Whoa, what is Artistic Tile? That sounds really cool. Yeah, BN is amazing. BN is like kind of a more recent discovery for me. A fellow designer in town introduced BN Foundry to me. B-Nix, here, let's bring it up. B-Nix Shop Navigation. Really, really good eye. Brandon Nickerson, really talented designer, really, really talented font and typeface designer. I'm like, the number of typefaces that he has created is actually mind-boggling and truly amazing. I don't know how anyone has the time to do this. Whoa, oh, I really like this one, this Lemons one. I'm gonna have to say that for later. Oh, and I like Ripper too. Look, at a lot of them are on sale. They're all just stunning display typefaces. And what I did recently is I bought one of his font packets, font bundles, and I'm trying to remember which one I bought. It was $85. It was one of the ultimate font bundles, and it had just like a ton of typefaces on it, in it. Like, hey, why are you not showing me the included typefaces? There we go. Like, look at all that. That's like, I don't know, probably at least 20, probably maybe even 30 typefaces. 30 plus total fonts. Wild. So anyway, buy his fonts. That's like a killer deal. $300 to $85. Are you kidding me? They are good stuff. And yes, Jack, you're right. He does a free font once a week too. So if you sign up for his email newsletter, then he will send out a free font. So like, it's just crazy. And his licensing is pretty straightforward, Jack, now that you mention it. But like, it's good to use for, it says right here, good for commercial and personal usage, just don't redistribute. So if you're sending it to a client, you would need to buy another license for it. But otherwise, it is like completely cool to use for whatever you need, as long as you're not sharing it with people. So anyway, just like amazing. I don't know. I do really like this Filmo type, but let's see if potentially a different display typeface could work here. See, the thing is, no, because We need something thin to kind of complement the bold Portland summer type. I don't mind this one. It's still pretty bold though. But I don't hate it. It's covering up the flower. But it's lending it as sort of a hand-drawn quality, which I do like. And I wonder, even as I say hand-drawn, I wonder if we can maybe just add a slight opacity to it so it gives it that extra dimension. Yeah, Jeff, no problem. I hope that you find the resource useful. Okay, we've got our paper effects on all of these, so I just need to delete them. Oops. And we're gonna go back to, which font was it that we just used? It's down here somewhere. It is, Picnic. I've used this one before, but it is not a BN. Here. Yeah. Douro Valley. Oops. Except for this isn't the Douro Valley. This is, well, that picture is the Douro Valley, which is outside of Porto. Did I mention I also went to Porto? Because I did, and it was amazing. Truly, seriously, like if you could get out to, let's do maybe this one. This feels like a good one. It's a little yellow. I think I like over edited this photo just a touch. But here we are. That is a-okay. We're gonna size it up a little bit. And instead of Douro Valley, we're gonna say, oh, we are gonna need to go back and change all of the dates too. Sandy River. Sandy River is outside of Portland, Oregon. It's actually kind of goes through Troutdale, Oregon. And it is a great place to go tubing, and that is what we were doing on this day. Let's actually go back and change. I'm going to change this to just say, hey. Oh, you know what? This is an image. This isn't type. Why did I do that? That's so funny. Okay. But this is, I think I was probably really obsessed with the kerning. 2024. That is funny. I like legit dropped an image of type in there. Okay, we're gonna align. Make sure the alignment is correct. Okay. Like that, we're gonna copy. Filmotype BN, let's see. I don't think so. It's not. Filmotype is not BN. It is, where did I grab Filmotype from? Filmotype Yale. I think that it lives in, it's an Adobe Express. We can check to see if it's in Adobe Fonts. I think that it is, because it is a font that I've used, let's see. See the link I shared above? Just yes, it's in Adobe. Jack, you are like seriously so on it. I love you for that. Thank you. I'm like, can't even follow. That's how quick you're acting. Sandy River. Yeah, that's better. See, because it is a little bit hard to see over this like really bright image. But I also am like, whatever, I don't really care. This is my design, dang it. I can do what I want. Let's say June and July. We're gonna align. Oops. I was doing the wrong align. I needed to just do a text align earlier. Okay, there we go. Like that. Like that. Perfect. June and July 2024. I'm going to copy. I'm going to click, click, and I'm going to paste. Oh, well that doesn't work. I need to change the crop a little bit. Boom. Cool. June and July. You know, and something else. Let's see. Maybe we want to do June and July. I think that's fine. Better. Better, better, better. How's everyone doing out there? I'm like in my design mode now. June and July 2024. That's me with my little flower. Portland summer in bloom. Which is great because flower and my hair. Sandy River. Porto, Portugal. Let's see. I don't know yet which photos I'm going to use, and so I'm not going to change the type yet. Ungroup. Let's remove. I really wish that it wouldn't just keep pushing this thing open and close. Like, I just want it to stay. There we go. Had to go ask. Has my question been seen? Keys. I'm sorry, I don't remember what your question was. Was your question about the typeface? Okay, we're going to replace this image. Let's see, which one do we want? Which little series do we want to use? Wow. It's really unfortunate that I have all these photos of food right now. It's really quite painful, actually. Hold on, I want to flip through. Just kind of see what our layout looks like. Portland summer in bloom. Super cute. Great. Got a big photo there. Don't know. Might change that photo. This is a fun little poem that I had ChatGPT generate for me. Hee hee. It was funny. I did not write that myself. Thanks, ChatGPT. Got another photo. We've got 2 more photos. I think. Question and context. We've brought this up a few times before, but have you given more thought to making your own typeface? Yeah, Keys, I definitely have. I have made my own typeface before. It is a lot of work. I did it as part of a class with Letterform Archive in San Francisco. It was during the pandemic. And it was a really fun class. I really enjoyed it. James Edmondson of Oh No Type Co. Oh No Type Co. I think that's his name, right? Let's see. Info. He says I, but I don't see I started blah, blah, blah. Here's my life story. Yeah, James Edmondson. He's the founder of Ono Type Co. And he he didn't teach the course that I was in, but he was one of the sort of guest judges of a typeface that I designed, and he makes some like really cool, really cuckoo fonts. And I, at the time in the class, was working on a really cuckoo font, and he came back to me and was like, "This is like a really cuckoo font," and it was actually like kind of funny because oh, we've got Charlie Sprinkman in the chat. Hi, Charles. He's downstairs right now. um, but yeah, he's a really cool type designer. But when he told me that my font was like extra crazy, I was like, wow, it must be like really crazy because your fonts are like cuckoo bananas crazy. Um, so yeah, anyway, I found it really difficult. I found it really difficult to design. I found that it takes a lot of time, and it was a challenge, and I honestly don't know if I have the patience or attention to detail to really like want to dedicate to that. Um, so yeah, probably same answer as last time. I don't know, Keys, what about you? I know cuckoos is always good, but like cuckoo, I was just like, I don't know, I was spending a lot of time on this font, and it was really hard to get it right, and I found that I was spending more time on it than I wanted to spend. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I think I was just like, I just don't know if type design is like where I want to spend my. But that was kind of the ultimate decision. Um, my own typeface again, but I I don't know. I'm gonna want to like dedicate a lot of time to it, and at this point in my life, I just don't really want to spend that much time. So, oh, my computer is going really quite slowly. I'm gonna try to refresh the page in a minute. Got a lot of things open right now. Okay, are we back? I'm gonna need a confirmation in the chat. We were buffering, and I think that I am still doot to doot. Okay. We're saying we can hear, but we can't see. I think that we're good. I no longer can tell. Video is frozen, actually. Audio is coming through. Hmm. Okay. It looks okay. I don't know. My like background studio says that the video might not be working. So I hope you guys can hear me. It looks like you can. Audio is not synced with the video now. Hopefully it catches up. I don't know, this is my first streaming error that I've ever had, so this is new to me. But I'm just gonna kind of keep on moving along. Okay, I both see you and hear. I don't know if this is like a computer problem or an internet problem because it says that I have a good connection. So we're just gonna keep on moving. I'm saying stuff, Keys. I just don't know if you can hear me. I'm talking, I swear. Everyone says talk to me. I am talking. I'm just kind of talking to myself. Just hanging out. Hanging out. It's funny because these live streams are just a lot of me talking to myself. But right now I feel like I'm especially talking to myself because I don't know if anyone is actually on the other side and able to hear me. So, yeah. Just gonna continue on with the design. We've got only a few more minutes left, so it's unfortunate timing. But we are adding more photos to the carousel, which is honestly starting to look really good, and I'm like kind of stoked off of it. Happy with my carousel. As usual though, like not to brag, but I just like always am really happy with my carousels, and I guess like I would be because I'm the one making them. And of course I'm gonna make something that I'm happy with. Um, but like, look at that. So pretty. So pretty. And I think that's honestly also, and I've been saying honestly a lot today, but that's something that I really enjoy about making these carousels is that, like I said in the beginning, they are kind of just for me. They are just like, they're photos that I want to share, they're words that I want to share, they're colors and color palettes. And, you know, it's so easy to get like wrapped up in designing work for a client. And in this case, it really just feels like this is something that I get to work on for myself. And that is something that I really like about creating these. Um, and why I'm like so stoked off of them. I'm going to go ahead and close some windows. Boop, boop. Ooh. It's working, weirdly, but working. Yeah, this is very odd. Occasional stutters. Yeah, I've never experienced this before, so thanks for sticking around, y'all. We're doing it together. We're just all experiencing this together. Okay, we're gonna take our footers, move the footers over. Okay. Take these guys. Colors are nice in the ponytail photo. They are, right? I like really love that photo too. That's my sister on the beach in Maui, which for a family wedding that we went to last year. And yeah, it was just like really, sorry, I said last year, I mean like 2 months ago. But yeah, it was just like a really lovely day. The colors are unreal. Like the color of the ocean. I mean, I fully edited that photo to be a little bit more colorful, but you know what I mean. Let's see, what photo do we want to add? This one of Lucy is nice. Also, some really nice colors in this photo as well. And bada bing, bada boom. And I do think it would be nice to add some typographic elements here. So we're going to go over to text because it's so plain and I had that really big poem over it. And so I think it would be nice to have some kind of text. Let's say sunsets in Portland. Celebrations with friends. Wine in the evening. And we are really approaching time here, and so I want to be aware of that. I wish that we hadn't had those internet streaming issues, but it looks like everything is okay now. That's nice. Yeah, there we go. I am going to begin to wrap up, but as usual, I am like fully in the design mode right now, and I just kind of want to do this like really quick. But I'm going to run out of time. Friends. Let's bump out the letter spacing just a touch. Let's bring down the font size a little bit too. Thanks, Keys. I'm really happy with it too. I think I'm going to definitely need to finish it. Then I'll post it onto Instagram, share it with my friends. I think my friends are going to be happy to see this. I do get a lot of like positive feedback from my friends on these carousels. They're always like really happy to see them and to be a part of them. So thank you guys for joining me. All right, I'm going to switch on over. Okay, hi y'all. It is me, Cory. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry about the lagging issues. Hopefully we can get it sorted out for next time. But I hope you had a great time hanging out, streaming on Adobe Express with me, creating this carousel, talking about fonts, talking about font design, talking about just like being a professional designer and having like a visual aesthetic. Thank you, you guys. I really appreciate you. Oliver, Jack, thank you especially. Clever, Keys, Robert, everyone. So thank you all for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace out.